Dinner for shoes, please. Hello, and welcome to a very important episode of Dinner for Shoes. Today's episode is called Better Bras and Breast Cancer Awareness. Say that 5 times fast. I tried to do it before I started. Trish knows. I was like, better bras and breast cancer awareness. Better bras and breast cancer awareness. She's scared of me now. I was just saying it over and over to make sure like I really got the hang of it and I remembered what the episode was called. Anyway, Trish, come back. It's fine. It's fine. She'll be back. She'll be back. She's back. So I am really honored that today we are talking to founder of Figiúra, Jessica Johnson. It was her idea to come up with a brand that was made, a bra and intimates brand made for women with augmented breasts. Through her own personal journey, she developed this incredible revolutionary model. You're going to hear all about it. And it changed her own life, and it changed and is changing so many other women's lives. And it's only been 2 years in the making, and she's already just like overjoyed by all of the compliments that her shoppers are giving to her. And she's excited to bring out more and to do more with her collection. And she is really so passionate about her brand, about Figiúra. If you do follow Dinner for Shoes, then you know that we did have a giveaway with them recently. Now is the time. Now is the month. We are also going to talk about some other brands that have developed wonderful initiatives and tend to year after year surrounding breast cancer awareness, giving back to charities and organizations that are fighting to come up with a cure and give back and donate. So I really hope you're going to enjoy our interview. But before that, let's go into the outfit behind the shoes, because as you can see, I am wearing all pink head to toe today. Even my nipples are wearing pink. If I had boob tape and nipple covers, I would use, and they were pink, I would use them for this outfit because this top is a little cropped. I'm starting with my Stuart Weitzman satin boots. I love this sock boot. They are comfortable because they are so flexible in the shaft. And then, the heel is obviously a little high and you've got like that high heel situation going on. So these are fancy boots for me. I love to rock them when I'm going out. I also find that this like rose gold sheen is a very interesting color that can be a neutral. And I just think that it goes with a lot of my looks that like I normally would wear maybe like black boots or something just, super simple. But then instead you surprise with this. And I have a Balenciaga city bag that's this exact same color. So I almost always wear it when I am wearing these boots. Now, for the rest of the outfit, I will put this back on because I realize that it's blocking the rest of it. Well, let's just do that. Let's not just say it. Let's actually do it. This LaQuan Smith crop top, which is this really cool nylon sporty fabric. And as you all know, I love being sporty. It came with pants. However, I could not get the pants above my knee, and it made me feel like I have fat thighs. But really, I am just going to say that they were cut weird or wrong. And I like this crop top anyway, and I still wanted to wear it. And I actually found that it kind of complemented these lightweight jeans really nicely. They are a light pink. I think that like this monochrome look, all different shades of pink, was obviously appropriate for a breast cancer awareness episode, but also I just like these pants, and I'm blinking on where they're from. Can you see my tits right now? Probably, but that would be appropriate for breast cancer awareness. So yes, as I expected, Hudson created these lovely trousers with a high waist with a bow. So I really like this whole look. And then I'm wearing my heart earrings just because I'm spreading love. And then I'm also wearing my Empower ring just because Jess is someone who really felt so empowered to start her own brand due to her own personal experience. And I love people who take initiative and just friggin' do it. It was actually her husband that kind of inspired her. He was just like, Jess, you are complaining about like the need for a bra that is comfortable. And why don't you just create it yourself? Obviously, other people are feeling the same way. So I love a go-getter like that. And I think you're really going to enjoy our conversation. I am going to let you take a listen to our interview. And then when we come back, we're going to try Jess's favorite meal, which is Greek salad with grilled calamari on it. I will tell you more about how difficult it was to find grilled calamari around these parts in a bit. But I made my own Greek salad, which we'll talk about too. But that's her favorite dish. So as an ode to her, I am going to eat it for dinner. And yeah, then I will also be talking about some of the other breast cancer awareness initiatives that I am really proud, honestly, that these brands, a lot of these brands that I'm going to be talking about, they sent Dinner for Shoes some unique quotes. So we'll be reading them. So go ahead and enjoy the interview with Jess.
So 14 years breast augmentation, post-breast augmentation. I've really struggled finding a traditional style bra outside of sports bras and bralettes that gave me real comfort. And actually, I have no background in fashion or design. My grandmother, however, was a fashion coordinator down in Yorkville at Andrews. Shout out to Darren and the team. She was awesome until she was 82 years old. So a lot of my life was really highlighted by going and visiting my grandma down in Yorkville and just seeing firsthand the world of fashion and how much passion she had for it and how much joy it brought to her life. But I actually never ended up doing anything with it. I followed a social work background. Okay. And so I came to a point where I couldn't find any solutions for my augmented shape. I was having a really, really tough time. After my third daughter, I actually experienced postpartum really difficult, which was something that I never experienced before with the other two. So where it kind of stemmed from was one evening, my husband and I were going to go out for like our first dinner, solo, no one in tow. I come downstairs and I wanted to, put on something cute outside of the giant t-shirt he provided that had, covered in baby throw up. And I couldn't find any bras that would fit me to go under these, cute shirts that I wanted to wear out just for our first date night in so long. Came down to the kitchen, had a complete meltdown. Crying the whole bit, really just having a difficult time. I'm so sick of not being able to wear a bra and it feels awful and I'm so sick of sports bras and what the heck is going on? And he just looked at me and was like, why don't you create your own? You've been having this problem for the last 14 years. You can't be the only one. And I kind of stood there and for a second, I'm like, well, yeah, listen to this guy. That's the first thought in my head, yeah, that sounds like a easy fix, but it kind of just resonated with me. And days after, I was still just thinking of it he has to be right. I can't be the only one. So from there, it kind of stemmed where I reached out to friends, co-workers that I knew have undergone the procedure for various reasons and were comfortable having that conversation. Hey, what are you putting on in the morning while you're getting dressed? I kind of really wanted to pick their brain. And from there, it kind of grew to their networks and having conversations. And I started receiving all this feedback and these women that I had no idea who they were. And they knew nothing about me other than I was just this lady with this idea, messaging me on social media saying, hey, we heard that you're thinking of starting a bra brand specifically for women like us. Holy hell, it's about time. Yeah. And I was like, holy smokes, that's when it kind of hit me. I really am not alone. So from there, I thought, you know what, I'm going to kind of broaden the olive branch and reach out to different platforms like Quora and Reddit, what have you, and kind of see what's out there. So I would just post these questions, hey, this is my issue with bras. Is there any other women out there that are having the same issues? And if so, what are you putting on? And it was the same all across the board. These women are having immense fit issues with, traditional shallow cups, long rigid wires that are digging and bruising. And, the wires, especially as the cup sizes go up, usually the wire channels underneath, they widen. Okay. Think of a wide open semicircle, right? So the difference is with augmented breast, just because you go up in a cup size doesn't necessarily mean that the root of your breast gets wider, because moderate to high profile implants, they still have quite a narrow root to them. So this is where the issue was really lying. And I thought, geez, this is a huge white space. And this is really crazy that no one has touched on this. Yeah. So I thought, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to create a solution. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take those key pain points and I'm going to into this product that is going to provide such comfort to this community of women that have been long underserved by the lingerie industry. And so really I knew my next step was I should probably talk to a lawyer, before I go any further. Like, let's be honest here, right? So I connected with an IP lawyer and I said, this is kind of my idea. This is the market I want to serve. Can we at least run a patentability assessment and see if I have any leg to stand on before I go any further? Mm-hmm. And they came back with the proposed invention was completely novel. And I thought, shit, I think we're onto something here. Yeah. And that's really where it began right then and there. So this journey has been about 2.5 years now. Okay. And it's finally just coming to fruition. I think so often founders don't realize how long of a process these things can be, especially when you're speaking about IPs and that kind of stuff, right? And you're reaching out to manufacturers for something very specific that has never been done before.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's really where that all kind of stemmed from.
Yeah. Well, I talk to so many people, as you know, and like the number one thing that I think bonds everyone together is when you come up with these ideas, it all starts from within, like your own experiences.
Totally. Right.
And like if I'm feeling this way, someone else is feeling this way too. Someone else needs this. So tell us a little bit about what makes your model unique. And I know you're working on the patent and everything, but and on your website, by the way, there's such a good breakdown.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I really like it because, you go to a lot of people's websites and you see like the about me and it's just like this big block of text. But I like that like yours is there's pictures and it's kind of like split up a little. So it's very easy to understand, but give us like the spiel really quickly. Yes. What makes it unique?
Yep. So it actually took just over a year to find a manufacturer that would create a custom manufacturer's mold press. I reached out to like 50 plus manufacturers all over the world, and most of the feedback was like, no, we can't do that, or we can do that, but it's going to cost you like hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Yeah. And as a startup, that's like not even an option. And so finally, I found a manufacturer that would at least test it for me at a reasonable cost. Like, hey, this might not work because you're wanting to keep the wire short, but you want the cup to have depth. Like, they've never fit a bust like that before, right? So it was really outside of the traditional sizing and grading system for US and UK. So that took a very long time. Once we nailed that and we had a manufacturer that was willing to work with us, that was a game changer. Yeah. So, it still took about 23 prototypes.
Wow.
Like it was so like, God bless them and their patience. I was like, okay, here comes Jess again, right? I need to fix this. But it was so important. I knew that when it came to filing a patent, it was, it would work well in my favor to file a non-provisional because I just knew that I would need to test as much as possible. Yeah. Right? So, it was super important for me to be boots on the ground with these women, measuring and sizing, but also too connecting. Like I would go into high-end bra boutiques and department stores and I would talk to the bra fit specialists that are working there, picking their brains. Like, what are you guys seeing? What are the issues that you're faced with? Yeah. Right? So it was really just collecting all this data to come up with these solutions. And like reading hundreds of blogs for plastic surgery clinics because they necessarily don't have partnerships with bra brands and bra fit specialists, which I kind of thought was so crazy that's never been a correlation before, right? Mm-hmm. So, they would tell you what they would recommend. Look for bras that do this, this, and this, and this. Right. But then that was kind of the end of the road. And then it's up to you to, blow through a couple $100s and figure that one out on your own. So for me, it was really nailing those deep cups for those women because there's three main differences between augmented breast tissue and natural breast tissue that are going to affect fit. Okay. The first is being a greater forward projection. The second is going to be that they're usually much more rounder in shape. And the third is they're not going to have the same relaxed ease that a natural breast tissue is. They're going to be they're much less malleable. Right.
Right.
So ensuring that, you know, again, those cups are going to be deep enough for the bust to effortlessly fall within it and be supported at the same time. That the wires are going to be shorter for this community of women and not be long and bruising ribs coming up under their armpits. A lot of sternum pain was associated with traditional bras. And also too, there's a, you know, it was surprising. I think this misconception that when women, for whatever your reason being, that were seeking augmentation, whether it was, you know, enhancement, restoration, reconstruction, is that we want them sitting in our collarbone.
Right.
Not so much. Do you know what I mean? So I think maybe for certain occasions, for sure. But I mean, I was, you know, again, all these women that were reaching out to me, you know, you have every profession, lawyers, estate planners, you had nurses, you had teachers, right? And it's like, I don't want to walk into a boardroom. Like, I want people to eyes up, like, you know, let's take me a little bit seriously here. And I wanted to keep it professional. Also, you know, picking up my kids from their soccer game. I know myself, I'm a mother of 3. My kids would have a stroke if I showed up on the schoolyard. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, different strokes for different folks, but for the greater majority of this population of women, like, we want to feel normal, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and that's what it is. So, you know, you go into one of your favorite, you know, one of the most famous bra stores, and you put on something, you know, I want minimal padding, but still want a gentle lift. Like, it's just not going to work, right? Yeah. The center gore is going to be raised. They're going to be, you know, sitting at your ears. You're going to be tugging at yourself all day. So what we actually did as well is we implemented a inner support system that gives you that gentle lift. It's going to just gently cradle. It's going to keep the bust front and center to, you know, prevent lateral movement and to prevent movement at all, just to ensure, you know, the longevity of your investment as well. So that's what really makes us different on the grand scheme of things, is that we just took those pain points and we flipped them around and we solved those problems.
Absolutely. And I mean, the other thing that makes you different is just that there is really nothing else like it on the market. Like, you identified this. I think it's so important that you did a lot of research going into it. Like, it's almost like you took the patience to really talk to people, because even though, like, you might all be experiencing the same feeling and sensation, sometimes someone else, like, describes it in a way that you didn't think to describe it. And then someone else relates to that. And then you're like, yeah, that's what it is, you know? So amazing. Yes. I love that so much.
Yeah. And you know, it was really funny too, Sarah. It was like, some of these women, when they were reaching out, they were thanking me because they're like, I had no idea other women suffered. So the vibe I was almost catching was that, you know, I've done a ton of research. The data shows that just about 2/3 of the community of women are seeking augmentation for enhancement purposes. So it was almost like this population of women were embarrassed. Right?
Yeah. There is so much, like,
right.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting. It was very interesting once I started collecting all this additional information and input. It was like, wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I guess my next question, kind of like, I could couple two of them together, because I really want you to explain, like, the difference in feeling when, like, you came down that one night and you were really stressed out before this even started, versus the feeling of, like, actually having one of your bras on. And maybe, like, couple that with compliments that some of your shoppers have given you. Like, how do they feel? How have people described feeling in your bras?
Yes. Yeah. So I know for me, you know, once I got over that initial fear of, like, I don't know anything about fashion, let alone a designer, you know, you kind of forget that it's okay. You're not going to be alone, right? You're going to connect with professionals that can guide you along the way. Yeah. So once I kind of got over that self-fear and kind of paralysis in a sense, I remember the feeling, the very first prototype that came in the mail, that was, like, totally wrong. But I got the gist of it. When I put it on in my bedroom, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, what? You know what? Like, this is so crazy right now. I knew that I still had to make adjustments, but right off the hop, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is it. Like, this is crazy. And I was just beaming, right? So, I mean, for me, it was just a wow moment that I can actually wear a traditional styled bra that's not a sports bra, that feels amazing and still gives me that lift that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So for me, it was just wild. It was amazing. And I remember actually when we did our very first photo shoot, we were trying to collect a ton all in one day. And it was wonderful. The women were wonderful. The food was great. The music was great. We were at it for 15 hours.
Wow.
Like 1:30 in the morning. It was insane. It was insane. No one complained once. At the very end, I mean, like, we're pushing 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
At the very end of this 15-hour shoot, the models were like, okay, like, I've been supported all day, but I feel like I'm wearing nothing. How does this work?
Yeah.
Like, they were just so, like, how does this work, right? Like, just so besides themselves and just, you know, so overjoyed. So that was just, I think for me, was just, like, the best feeling in the entire world.
Absolutely.
The best feeling. You know, besides doing something cool, like creating a bra brand, like what? You know what I mean? That's something that I never saw in my journey, like honestly and truly. But just to see their faces and hear their feedback and to see them smiling at like friggin' 2 a.m.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was so cool. And actually one of the coolest moments of the day is one of our models was a breast cancer driver. And she had a really difficult time finding just traditional style bras to wear. She was always wearing just like, you know, cotton triangle bras because that's the only thing that really felt comfortable for her, or just like loose fitting bralettes. And I was like, let's go upstairs. It was just her and I. And because I knew that, you know, she was a little hesitant.
Mm-hmm.
So she put it on and she turned around and she was sobbing. And I was like, it was just, I didn't even, you know, like an emotional thinking about it.
Oh man, I'm like getting emotional.
It was like the craziest feeling ever. You know? And I was like, I don't even think I like said anything to her. I think I just like grabbed her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And just hugged her. And I was like, I got you, girl. Like, that was pretty friggin' cool.
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
So, I mean, all of that, it's just been such an incredible journey. And like, it's just getting started.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
there's like a difference between, I think, you obviously seeing all these models who were sitting there with you and you being like, okay, this definitely works. Like, we got it. Like, this fits, this works, everyone's comfortable. But then having that like emotional moment when you're really seeing the way you are helping women and touching them and like just providing comfort is like above all else the best part of it, I'm sure, for you. But so, okay, can you talk a little bit about, I know you touched a little bit on maybe some people feeling shame or embarrassment and maybe that being a reason why like there is this big hole in the market, but how are you hoping that your brand kind of like changes that? Like, why do you think it's so important to keep talking about this and spreading the word?
So I think just in over the last couple years, and I don't know for you, but for myself, just because I've been diving into a ton of research, is I'm starting to see a trend of bra brands that are acknowledging these niche markets of women. So you're having bra brands that are specifically just for small size breasts.
Yeah.
Amazing. Just for large size breasts. Or, you know, you're having these brands that are doing these mastectomy lines that it might be, you know, just a mastectomy. So they're going to have just one cup, kind of a sling. So brands are really starting to hone in and paying attention. Yeah. Even on, you know, their size fit guys, now they're starting to ask, what is your shape?
More detailed.
And then redirect you, what's going to work best for you, right? Which is phenomenal. So I think they are starting to pay attention, to be honest. And I think also too, with that's been such a kind of fire for me is like, okay, now's the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Now is really the time. These brands are finally starting to pay attention that there is no one size fit all.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So for us, I mean, it's what we really are, what our mission really is just really ensuring that every woman feels heard, understood, and appreciated, no matter their journey to self-assurance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for us, it's really breaking down those barriers and those stigmas that surround breast augmentation, especially when it comes to cosmetic purposes.
Yes.
Right? So for us, I think what it means is just bringing awareness, bringing, that sense of belonging back to this community that's being so underserved. Like, we hear you, we got you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So for us, it's just filling this massive white space that's been in the market for much too long.
Right. I think one of the things also that stood out to me like right away is that you have a full set as well. So you're not just selling a bra, you're selling a bra and panty because so many women, maybe not all women, but love the idea of creating a matching set and feeling like you're still in lingerie and feeling sexy for yourself, maybe not for anyone else. But so in that vein, how do you see the future of the brand progressing? Are you interested in like bringing in different styles? Like, what is next? I know it's still early, but in your wildest dreams.
No, 100%. So I actually already have 5 other styles that we have lined up in the SKU, which I am like super, super excited for.
Yeah.
And those styles also include coming out with our swimwear and our future collections as well.
Oh, amazing.
Which is going to be a game changer for comfort, right? So we're incredibly excited. Color SKUs, of course, those are going to come. But I think what I'm most excited for is just the different styles that we're going to be offering.
Yeah.
I mean, you ask any woman, I tell you this right now, Sarah, if you were to ask any woman with an augmented breast how they're rocking their strapless bra, they will probably laugh in your face. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So like, that's one style that I'm just like over the moon, so stoked for. And, it's going to be just an incredible journey because so much research and passion has been put into this line. So much customer feedback and just women in general has been put in. It's like, it's really, as much as I feel like it's my brand, Figiúra is my baby, let's be honest, it is like, it's the community's brand. It really is, because it's their input that has created the foundation. Really. Absolutely. Right? So, in terms of future styles, like, yes, we're so excited. I'm like, it's really difficult for me to kind of hold myself back, which I have to, because it's like, no, Jess, like, focus on this, and I'm like, no, but I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to, like, fly to the moon, and it's, right?
Yeah.
So really just honing myself back. But yes, like, so super excited to keep going, and just to watch it grow and flourish is going to be incredible. I mean, I've already had so many people are reaching out to me from the UK, like, when are you coming to the UK market? Like, when are you going to be making your entry into this market, right? So it's already creating such a buzz for itself. And to be honest, I haven't even dumped anything into, like, marketing. People are just hearing about it and they're reaching out to me. It's insane. I know that, wholesale retail, I think at the beginning, I always thought that direct-to-consumer was kind of the way to go. It's the way of the world, right? Mm-hmm. But then I realized so quickly the importance of being boots on the ground and in the hands of these bra fit specialists that, can offer these solutions. And that's been, like, our number one, is these wholesalers reaching out, like, holy Hannah, how do I get a hold of your samples?
Yeah. Yeah. Right? Because probably they're dealing with people all the time who are asking for it, but it doesn't exist. Yes.
Right. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. So, being able to provide a solution for them as well is only going to drive traffic.
Yeah.
For, it's going to benefit them immensely. So it's, for the future of Figiúra, it looks extremely bright very quickly.
I can't wait to see. We are definitely going to keep our eyes on this. Like, I'm very excited to see all your new styles. And everything. But finally, just because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, do you want to talk a little bit about what Figiúra is doing and then kind of just spread the love, maybe talk about any other brands that you think have great breast cancer awareness initiatives or just that you appreciate or admire?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. So for the month of October, we are offering 20% off for our pre-order sale. But aside from that, I really just, right from day one, I knew that I wanted to incorporate some sort of social enterprise into the model because that is just so important. You should always be giving back, right? So right from day one, I knew that we had to integrate some sort of system where we're going to be donating back to this population of women who are our breast cancer thrivers, donating, 5% of our net profits back each and every year to breast cancer research. And that's going to go towards early detection and, hopefully a cure. So right from day one, that was always our mission. That was huge for us.
Yeah.
In terms of other brands, I actually really love, I don't know if you've heard of them. They're out of Vancouver, BC, here in Canada. Hûha undies. They're wonderful. Like, I love their vision. I love their mission. All of their garments are from sustainably sourced Tencel Model.
We love that.
But they also incorporate zinc oxide, which has antibacterial properties, into their garments, which is awesome. Like, that's incredibly game-changing. But not only that, actually, why I wanted to mention them is because this is for every month, but specifically for October, you have the option when you purchase to donate 1% of your purchase price to a not-for-profit of your choice.
I love that.
Which I think is super cool. And they do that all the time.
Yeah.
But for the month of October, they do partner with a couple of not-for-profits that you can choose from. So a couple of them I saw the other day, actually, is going towards Breast Cancer Research Foundation, but also to a smaller not-for-profit that donates funds for women getting mastectomy tattoos.
Okay. That's awesome that they do that, though. That's
so awesome.
Yeah.
Super awesome. So love Hûha. And then side note, there's actually a really, really great social enterprise. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're called the Bra Recyclers. They have an awesome program. Now, I know this is kind of off topic from breast cancer research, but I really needed to mention them. Because, we have to get their mission out. It is so super important for people to get involved. So what they actually do is they will collect your gently used bras and new undies.
Okay.
I think they just opened it for boys and men as well for the new undies. But they started out just as the Bra Recyclers. So you can donate your gently used bra back, and they actually sponsor like 140 not-for-profits and then like 60 plus Title I schools.
Wow.
Which is like phenomenal. So they're spreading all over in the States. There's a couple of drop-offs in Canada as well. But what they're doing is so great because they're actually partnering with retailers, and they're giving them the ability to, maintain a sustainable approach and donate back some of their samples or their overstock to help fund these women that can't afford, or young girls. Yeah. Right? So I think that's great that they're in the schools, but they're phenomenal. And you can actually, if you go on their website, they can actually they provide you with the bags and they'll pay for your shipping.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
To donate your gently used bras back. So I think that is phenomenal. And even for us, because you're going to have this population of women that, like, let's be honest, how many bras you own? Right.
Sarah, a lot. Yeah.
Right. So they're going to go into good hands. Like, we're keeping them out of landfills, and we're putting them in schools for young girls. And, for these women in domestic violence situations, they partner with a lot of shelters that are in need. So awesome initiative. And I feel like everyone should really take a look at what they're doing right now.
Absolutely. Welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed the interview with Jess and saw just how passionate she is, obviously, about her company that is growing. I cannot wait to watch what comes from Figiúra next. Along with everything that you just heard about Figiúra and the ways in which they are giving back, and they are really listening to their customers and producing more and more, designs that these customers need and want just by listening to their comfort levels and what they want. On top of that, there are also some other brands that, like I mentioned, did give Dinner for Shoes some exclusive quotes and wanted to spread the word about the initiatives. And as the conversation with Jess just went, and as you know, it is so important to continue to talk about giving back and spreading awareness. So that's what we're going to do. Let me take you through some of these brands. Now, the first brand is ROÁR. They are a Ukrainian brand, and they are joining the Pink October initiative. They're partnering with Inspiration Family Foundation and the R+ Clinic to raise awareness about the importance of regular screenings and provide support for women with breast cancer. They have this really unique bodysuit that I just think is super sexy. They have a lot of really sexy, elegant designs, and they're introducing new and exclusive pieces like these, and 20% of proceeds from this new collection will be donated to the Inspiration Family Foundation. ROÁR also thinks that it is super important to just make sure that women know that they should go for their mammograms and their ultrasounds, and all of this is just routine, vigilant, medical necessities that they are helping to spread the word about, and they will continue to do that throughout the month and beyond. Next, I'm going to read a quote from Angie Yang, who is operations manager of Ayure. They are an accessories label. I've actually worn these accessories a lot. On October 1st, they launched a pink collection, and this collection is full of really unique accessories that would complement any look. I'm sure like a number of them would complement the outfit that I'm wearing today. And 30% of sales in October are going to the Breasties organization. The collection, the pink collection that they launched, has 20 items, and they're all priced between $28 to $48, so they are pretty affordable. Angie Yang did send Dinner for Shoes a quote that's important to her, so I am going to read it, and this is basically the reason why Ayure is giving back and continues to give back. She says, "I was diagnosed with one of the most aggressive types of breast cancer at the age of 32. When going through treatments, I found it really hard to find the right kind of support I needed due to my age. 7 years ago doesn't seem that long ago, but there weren't that many women my age diagnosed with cancer. I remember constantly seeing shocked faces from even medical professionals every time I went in for treatment. I was referred to many support groups, but the women I met were a lot older than me, 55 plus, and I couldn't really connect with them because I was at a completely different stage in my life when all of this happened. A friend reached out to me asking if it would be okay to connect me with another friend who had just gone through breast cancer at 35. Once we got talking about our grievances with getting cancer at our age, she introduced me to the Breasties. The Breasties is a support group for women affected by breast and gynecological cancers, and I instantly became a huge fan. They provide support and resources for not only those navigating new cancer diagnoses, but also for support for survivors, previvors, and even caretakers. And when you are going through something as terrible as cancer, you need a lot of support, and this organization really goes beyond for this community." I think that this quote from Angie just speaks to the importance of talking about our shared experiences, and it's something that Jess and I touched on in the interview too, right? A lot of people feel almost embarrassment or shame for what they experienced, but the more we talk about it, the more we're helping other people, even just by like sharing our own personal stories. You never know who else in the room could be, benefiting from hearing those words and feeling supported, even if they're not talking like directly to each other, So I think that is also a great initiative. And if you like accessories and you like pink, you'll like Ayure's collection. Hutch is a great brand for dresses. They pretty much have dresses for every single occasion. They also have a really great slew of pink dresses, but they are joining forces with the nationally recognized United Breast Cancer Foundation in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. They are donating dresses to support those impacted by breast cancer, furthering the foundation's mission to provide quality care and essential items to those in need. If you haven't ever checked out Hutch as a go-to for dresses, no matter the occasion that you need one for, definitely check them out. And this is all the more reason to shop that brand, knowing that they're giving back, right? Lane Bryant has an ongoing partnership with the Breast Cancer Research Research Fund. This has been going on for 9 years, and they help fund on a yearly basis the invaluable research for those who are affected by breast cancer. They will contribute 10% of each breast cancer research fund collection piece, which is flashed on the screen right now, and bra purchase up to $200,000 to fund this life-saving research all the way through October 31st for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And on October 5th, they offered a special donation opportunity where they gave $1 for every bra sold, which is very impressive. Customers also had an opportunity, they do have an opportunity, to purchase a Lane Bryant specific CARES card in which a percentage of the purchase price will be donated directly to Breast Cancer Research Fund, and the customer receives a discount on their purchase, which is really amazing. And then on top of that, if you didn't know this, I didn't know this, I just learned this when Lane Bryant connected with Dinner for Shoes, but Lane Bryant is under the Knitwell Group. So the Knitwell Group consists of brands that include Ann Taylor, Chico's, Haven Well Within, Lane Bryant, Loft, look at all my fingers. I'm like, where are they run at? I'm still counting. Loft, Soma, Talbot's, and White House Black Market. Now, all of those brands under the Knitwell Group recently announced the Sisterhood of Strength campaign, in which they will continue to market and support breast cancer research. So this is ongoing. It's not just October. That's also very important to note for the brand. BedHead PJs also is underlining the importance of preventative care during this month. Now, David Komar, who is the principal CMO of Komar Brands, which is the parent company of BedHead PJs, did send us some unique quotes about these initiatives. So what David would like to tell and share with Dinner for Shoes is just this stat that 1 in 10 women ages 40 and older have never had a breast cancer screening. So to underscore the importance of this, they also had a fun little giveaway where a free pair of PJs were given to 100 participants, along with a 50% off discount code for their breastie. On top of just entering that giveaway, also in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the brand has introduced their Pretty in Pink print with 100% of proceeds of this exclusive collection supporting the Susan G. Komen Fund, which we all know about, in the fight against breast cancer. So David says the Pretty in Pink pajamas feature a chic pink lipstick print available in our classic notch silhouettes. The fun design is more than just a pink print for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is inspired by the vibrant designs of Raquel Jimenez Giwa, one of our beloved team members who lost her battle to breast cancer in 2022 and whose creativity brought countless joyous designs to our company. So I think that that's really special and also just even more personal and important. And then David did share another quote with Dinner for Shoes about why the initiative is close to the brand's heart and continues to be important for BedHead. And he said, our Give Back initiative not only celebrates Raquel's vibrant spirit and creativity at Komar, BedHead PJ's parent company, but also strives to build a supportive community committed to raising awareness and taking action against breast cancer. Our campaign features inspiring local survivors, modeling the Pretty in Pink PJ sets, sharing their stories to uplift and encourage others to get screenings. And I personally just found that seeing actual survivors in the PJs makes the campaign even stronger and just kind of like harkens back to the fact that this is a personal initiative for the brand and for the parent company of BedHead. Now, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back with Jessica's favorite dish.
Just as orthotics are used in conventional footwear to best support your shape, shouldn't the same be for your bra after implants?
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that quick ad sponsor from Figiúra. We are now going to try Jess, the founder of Figiúra, who, I mean, if you're watched this far, then hopefully you tuned into the interview. But we're going to try her go-to meal. Now, I made my own Greek salad because I don't know if you guys have been following me for as far back as I think you have, but I'm just going to pretend like you have. And I'm going to pretend like you know that Nick and I went to Greece and you watched the Greece episode. After the Greece episode, I was saying how like obsessed I was with all the Greek salads that we tried. We tried like a Greek salad every single place that we went to. And Nick and I have been eating Greek salad for dinner with any random protein. And even when like he makes chili, which doesn't even go with Greek salad, we have been eating Greek salad since we got back from Greece. That is a long time. I think we went in June. Let's say we went in June just for shock value. June, July, August, September, October. 4 months of Greek salads. So I'm now a professional at making Greek salads. So when Jess said that her go-to meal is the grilled squid, I was like, well, I can't fucking make that. So I got grilled squid from Honshu, which is a restaurant in Jersey City. They are the only restaurant I could find that offered grilled calamari. Fried calamari, you can literally get it like down the street on the side of the sidewalk. I don't know. It's everywhere. Everywhere has fried calamari, but grilled calamari, which I honestly prefer too because it's healthier. I really like the taste of squid. It's hard to come by. So this from Honshu looks really good to me. I'm going to take some pictures. Oh, my camera's instructing me to move farther away. But when I move farther away, then it's blurry. So what the F? Kit, you don't want to come up? No one wants to come up. Trisha's literally just like chilling this episode, this entire episode. She's just like, breast cancer awareness is important. Good girl. Good girl. I love you. They're crawling out. They're coming. It's like ants. That is really, really good. Okay. Wow. These tomatoes. So another issue that Nick and I have been having with tomatoes when we're creating our Greek salads is he likes the bigger tomatoes that you can like cut into fourths or whatever. I like the smaller ones because I just hate ones that are like gross and like, you know, kind of like soft in the middle. But I think that the smaller they are, the more they pop. And I've been just getting the ones I want, not the ones he wants. And I have to say, Nick is actually probably better than me at creating a Greek salad because we'll switch back and forth. Sometimes he'll make the protein and I'll make the salad. But when he makes the salad, it's always better, hands down. And I also tried something unique this time, which the only spices we put on our Greek salad, just like they actually do in Greece, are salt and oregano. And I kind of cracked some salt and drizzled some extra olive oil on top, which I'm finding I really like. Now, the grilled calamari itself is delicious. If you live in Jersey City or Hoboken, I would try Honshu because this is really good. It's not too chewy. I know I just ate a tomato, not a piece of calamari. However, I will tell you that I even love the tentacles of calamari. Love them. And this is definitely not too chewy or weird in texture. It's not bread. It's not bread. You guys are my breasties. You're my breasties. I love you. That is some good grilled calamari. So if you've been eating all the fried calamari on the sidewalk that I was talking about, go to Honshu and get this grilled calamari because, oh my God, this is delicious. I really hope that you learned a lot from Jess. I think the thing that I learned the most from Jess is just how passion leads to production, leads to success. Hence what I'm trying to do here with Dinner for Shoes, what Megan and I are trying to do with Dinner for Shoes. And I love talking to people who are that inspired, that are go-getters, because they remind me to keep going at whatever it is that I'm doing. But also, even more importantly, the importance of the episodes that I do have on Dinner for Shoes being speaking to a cause as much as possible and spreading awareness when I can and doing, you know, talking about initiatives that I enjoy, but also talking about initiatives that are just important to human beings all over the world and human cats all over the world. We love you. Happy Breast Cancer Awareness Month to you or anyone you know who's been affected by breast cancer. I am sending love. I am sending awareness. And I hope that this episode reaches the people that it needs to reach. And I hope that every woman gets preventative care and takes responsibility and action. I am going to be here with my squid. And I just ate a cucumber again, but said I was eating squid. Bye.